Let me share with you 10 tips and tricks for brand new spreadsheet module for Canva. Let me show you how we can quickly add a nice drop-down selection menu in Canva Sheets. Take a look, I got this fourth column for status and I want to be able to choose this from pre-made options. So now I can simply add a proper drop-down. Head to Actions and simply search for it, or you can type it at the very top. If you scroll down, you will see the Insert section when you can insert a drop-down menu. From here, we got some simple pre-made drop-downs like yes, no. We got high, medium, low. So if you need something exactly like this, that's a good idea to use it, but you can also create a brand new drop-down when you will decide about all of those states. For me, I will use the approval one. And from now on, I got this one, not set, and I will first stretch it all the way down to all of my cells. Perfect. Now I don't need to add it one by one, and I can simply change this from certain cells. All right, so that's how you can add a drop down. Select the cell, Actions, scroll down to the Insert section, there's drop down. You can choose the preset one or just create a brand new one. And in this case, we'll have option 1, 2, 3. You can add more options, of course, and you can edit them. You can edit the text. You can edit color of it. So we can have a color for certain option as well. Feel free to use also emojis in the text. How can we make a cell larger in Canva Sheet? By default, we are working in this grid paper. So to make one cell larger, we can simply make the column larger by pushing this line here between different columns and also the row higher. And this way we get a bit larger cell. But you already noticed the downside of this method. All of the cells will be also higher in the same row and all of the cells in the same column will be wider. Okay, so can we do that without kind of destroying the layout? Yes, there's another method as well. So let's test the method number 2. In this case, we select multiple cells across multiple rows and columns, just like that. Then we need to right click and select Merge. This way, we merge multiple cells into one big cell. Now we can put some long text in it, and we can adjust how the text will be flow through that cell as well. Alright, so there are 2 methods, simply making columns and rows larger or merging multiple cells from different rows and columns. How can we freeze the top row in Canva spreadsheet? After you input your data and you scroll down, you will notice that our top row is now hidden because it stays on the row number 1. Can we make it sticky so it scrolls together with me? Yes, we can. Simply right click here on this number 1, number of the row, right click on it, secondary click, and search for freeze. They will ask you that you want to freeze up to row 1. That's exactly what we need to do. And after that, you will notice this gray line. This indicates that everything above this gray line will stay on the screen. So if I scroll down like that, I still see which column is for what. I can still see the row number 1. It's kind of sticky. It's frozen at the top. In addition, you can always select that or select the whole row by clicking number 1. That's a nice trick to select the whole row. You can make this font bold. You can even consider changing the cell color slightly. Very popular option is to use like yellow or grays. And this way it will kind of stand out. We will know this is some kind of headline with all of the names for each column. And if you want to make it floating again, simply right click on it again, go to freeze and unfreeze row. And this way it's a regular row. Let me show you how can we sort our spreadsheet in Canva. First, we need to pick the column that we're going to use as the key for sorting. So in my case, I want to use the product name. So I click on the column A. Here it is. Now, at the top, there's a button for that. It's called Sort. Click on it, and you will see 2 options from A to Z, from Z to A. Let's start from A to Z. And here it is. We got everything sorted out, all of the values are adjusted, so the rows are simply reordered. We can do it from Z to A. As you can see, it's affecting the whole spreadsheet, so all of the columns are updating, they are moving up and down. You may notice, after I click the sort button, the sort icon appears at the top of each column with data, so I can use each of those columns as the sorting key if I want. But it's got sense here because we got the name of the product, and in my case that's what I want to see. But I can of course sort from the pricing point, so I can sort it from the highest price to the lowest at the bottom, or other way around, from the lowest price to the highest price. Alright, so that's how you can sort your data in Sheets using Canva. Simply click the sort button at the top and pick the column you want to use as the sorting key. How can we sum up, how can we add up all of the numbers in one column using Canva Sheets? First thing to do is to find a good place for our final total number. So in my case, I will scroll down a bit and I'm going to click on the first blank cell here below my prices, so I can add all of the prices together. To do that, we got actually two options. If you start by typing on your keyboard equals, they will give us choice to make magic formulas, but in our case we don't need to do that because this formula is very popular. It's the first one on the list, SUM, sum. Click on that. Now we just need to select values, so I click from the top, hold my mouse down and select all of those numbers, and I press enter, and here it is. I got my sum formula here, and if something changed, let's say this product is now 10, this sum below recalculate automatically, update automatically, because we are using the proper formula. The formula can be changed and the range can be changed as well. So it's rather similar to other spreadsheet programs. Okay, so that's the way that we start by typing equals on the keyboard. We can also simply insert the formula without using keyboard. In that case, again, select this empty cell below, then quick actions, and from here we will see insert category. Take a look, insert date, this, that, and insert formula as well. So click formula, and we got the very same list when you can have SUM. Now we need a range that you can select with mouse or touch controls, and you can confirm that with enter, and done. We got everything calculated again. So two ways, just by typing equals or by clicking actions at the top left here and scrolling down to see formula. Today I'm going to show you how you can use newly added Canva Sheets to create a calendar. So let's click Sheets. Here we are in the blank spreadsheet. We can use actions menu to generate a table. We don't need to write everything by hand like in Excel or Google Spreadsheet. We can just start with AI helping us out. So I write down the prompt for the program to create a calendar for June with 7 columns for each day of the week. And that's exactly what I wanted. Now I can simply insert that. Perfect. I will now grab the top row and I can merge those cells at the top to make some kind of header. Right click, merge cells. Let's add a color into this one. And then we can type in. The text is pretty small and dark, but we can select the text and modify text properties as well. I don't need those extra columns on the right, so we can actually delete them. As you can see, thanks to that, my document is smaller and less scary. Okay, so now I got a proper calendar. And what I like to do, I like to insert like the blank rows in between those rows. So I add a blank row below the first week. You can just hover your mouse on that row to see this plus. This plus allows us to very quickly insert additional row. Okay, and now I got this extra space to write down my to-dos or making some notes, or even using some smart feature here in the action menu. Like I can mention people here in Canva, I can do drop downs, I can put links, and of course formulas as well if you plan to do some kind of complex imports or calculations. Alright, so that's how we can very quickly set up a basic calendar in Canva Spreadsheet. This can be downloaded to your local machine if you like. Just click share, and now you can click download. You can download this in the CSV, that's the spreadsheet format, but you can grab it just as the regular image or PDF. So that's also possible here. But in my case, I'm going to work with that in Canva directly. With a recent update, Canva now can open a proper Excel files. So we can finally add Excel files to our Canva workflows. So I have prepared this sample file here in Excel, so you can take a look. And now I'm going to try to upload the very same file and open in Canva. So I head to the upload section, and now I just drag and drop this native Excel XLSX document. As you can see, it's uploading right here in my recent designs, and now I can open it up. Alright, I got most of my structure untagged, and even more, I can literally edit this. Everything is editable. I can manage colors, fonts, I can change numbers. So I not only kind of open up this Excel file as some kind of static image, I got a proper Excel experience here. Take a look. We can modify stuff, and we can even see used formulas at the top. There's a proper formula bar now. So yeah, now Canva can handle spreadsheets. So you can import spreadsheets from other programs like Excel as well. You can not only open them up like that, but you can make changes, you can add new formulas, you can import more data. All of the basic spreadsheet operations are here now. So that's a great news for Canva users. Nowadays, Canva allows us to create spreadsheets. But how can we open them up in third-party software like Excel or Google Sheets? First, we need to download them as CSV files. So head to Share button at the top right corner, then select Download, and you will have option to select different formats. If you plan to open it up in another spreadsheet program, you can select CSV, that's the universal one, and there's also a dedicated one for Excel as well. There's a native XLSX, but we want to switch to this one, CSV, and then click Download. Alright, now I'm going to open this up with some third-party program for spreadsheet. In my case, this will be Apple Numbers. And take a look, now I'm in Apple Numbers and I got my table from Canva Sheets, and I can make all of the changes I need. Everything's here exactly as in Canva. So we are not only limited to sharing the Canva document, we can actually download the spreadsheet and share with others in a more classic manner through the email or just exchanging files on the local servers. How can we add a proper bar chart in Canva Sheets? First, I recommend to select the data range. So in my case, products and quantity. So I'm going to select that with my mouse. This way I can give a hint to the program which area I want to represent on the chart. Then click Magic Charts here at the top, Magic Charts, and they will give you some options. By default, they gave me this pie chart, but I can easily switch to bar chart and take a look. You can also adjust the area of the data that we want to take for this chart. In my case, A1 to B16, exactly what I have selected. With that, you can click on the miniature of the chart to insert this to our existing Spreadsheet. From here we can make some basic transformations, like we can simply pull those transformation boxes around it to scale it differently. And if you click on that chart, now at the top you will notice that we got properties of the text used in that chart. We got the main color of the chart that can be switch and change. We can round corners on those bars. We can add additional spacing between them. And same for the padding of the whole box. By default we got white backdrop, but you can actually make it transparent if you like. This way you can see what's around the chart in the spreadsheet. You can always click Edit at the top left to modify the type of the chart, modify the range, so the data we are taking for this chart. We can even apply a color scheme. In our case, we got only product name for the second axis, so that's what we can take colors for. Not super helpful, but definitely more colorful than just having one thing. And then you can modify all of those colors here at the top manually, so that's nice touch. Alright, so everything can be adjusted and edited after you add a chart. You can even aggregate data. You can make like the average or sum. All of that if you got more complex data set than me. In my case, I got just 2 columns, so it's rather simple. If you don't want the chart to be easily moved or manipulated, you can lock it. And now you will not move it by mistake. Okay, so that's how you can insert a simple bar chart in Canva Sheets. First, select your data range. Second, click Magic Charts and select the type of the chart. If you are happy, just click on the preview to add it to your existing sheet. Did you know that you can actually use the brand new Canva Spreadsheet option over here to make a pixel art? At first, it will look just like a regular spreadsheet like Google Sheets or Excel, but we can change the size of each cell. So let's do just that by clicking this little circle at the top left. Now everything's selected, so we can make all of the columns narrow. I can see how wide it is. I will stick with 60 pixels wide. And same here, I will make them a bit taller to match the same value, 60. And now we got perfectly square cells that we can recolor to create a pixel art. Simply select one cell or 2 or 3 together like that with your mouse. Change the backdrop color for that cell and you are good to go. If you make a mistake, like I just did, you can simply change the color back to white. With the outline ready, you can start adding colors. If you cannot see the interesting color here in the palette, you can always make a brand new color. Clicking here, add new color. The color will stay here as the new color for the document. And after adding a few more colors, you will end up with your very own pixel art piece. But how can we save it now as a proper JPEG or PNG? Before we do that, we can actually select everything once more, clicking on this little circle. And we can switch off the border, so we don't need a border at all. So in this case, this toggle here. So we can see our pixel art without a border, and then we click Share, Download, and change the format to, let's say, JPEG or PNG, the image format. And here's my image. As you can see, it's got plenty of space below. We can address that in the document as well. So let's do just that. To get only this area of the document, we will need to remove all of those unnecessary rows below. The trick to select multiple rows will be to click on the row below, like row 16 in my case. I press Shift, Command on my Mac and arrow down because I'm selecting everything below. So it's 3 buttons, Shift, Command or Control and arrow down. Everything's selected now. Now I do the same thing, Command Shift, arrow to the right. So with selection like this, we can just right click in the middle and you will see option to delete 34 rows in just one click. If you got troubles with that, you can always delete them manually one by one without any worries. I'm going to delete this column as well. So I got symmetrical spacing. So I got 1, 2, 3, 3 columns, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Delete this one as well. And I got perfect image. Now I can now re-download this with this new size. So I click share again, download, PNG, download. And this time we got way nicer image. Alright, I hope you like this little trick how to use Canva Sheets to make pixel art. I will see you in the next one.